Good morning, all. Good morning is my name. I'm the finance manager for FORMWAN.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Nana Sumi. I'm a Igbo media person for FORMWAN.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Umar Muhammad, Director and News and Current Affairs Department of Gamji Radio and Television Services.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Ibrahim Musa from Lagos University.
My name is Yahya from Radio Freedom.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. My name is Sami Sami City, Freedom Radio producer and center of some programs.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Actually, Sheikh Kasufo is my name from Zuma Delivery of South Africa.
Assalamu alaikum. I'm Balak Idris from Radio Nigeria Production. So, head of production. Thank you.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Yusuf Hashim from Zamfara State. I'm the CEO and the Porson Online TV Zamfara State. Thank you so much.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Abdul Balarabi from Majority News Online. I am the chief editor.
Assalamu alaikum. Muhammad Salih is my name, and I'm the senior reporter from Advocacy.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Abdul Malik Salim from Majority from the President. Good morning, this morning all. My name is Bashar Nabi from Gold City FM.
Good morning, all. My name is Amin Ulal from the First State, and I work with the First State Radio and Television Service. I report on health and crime activities.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Fadila Ibrahim. I work with Radio Nigeria Medical. Assalamu alaikum. My name is Hassan Ibrahim from Without Education.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Halima Abdullahi from Freedom Radio.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Aisha Ahmed Ismail. I'm the assistant manager in for Premier FM Country.
My name is Muktala Adewa. I'm right for Guardian newspapers.
Murtala, why do you speak? You could have speak louder. I didn't even hear you.
This man.
You repeat.
Just do it. Okay, my name is Muktala Adewale. I write for the Guardian newspapers in Kano.
You see?
All right. So I wish to welcome you all once again. So quickly, I just want to tell you what this project is about. I know the first thing is it's actually around strengthening issue of civic engagement and also how we can work together in eradicating, or let me say in reducing, the scourge of gender-based violence, child trafficking, and also child and any forced marriage in 3 states of the northwestern Nigeria. So currently, this project, this is the year 2, but we work, the locations of the project are Kano, Zamfara, and also Jigawa. And that's why you can see we're having a mix of 3 states seated right here in the hall. And just like I told you, what we're trying to do is to galvanize action on how we can improve, country trafficking in persons, sexual gender-based violence, and early and forced marriage in Kano, Jigawa, and Zamfara states. These are the objectives of the project. 1, to conduct HGVB, CTIP, and CFM contextual analysis. When we began this project, we took on a situational analysis where we went to 3 states to understand what are the issues on ground as far as issue of gender-based violence is concerned and also trafficking in persons. So all we tried to do was to understand what are those drivers, what are those enablers when it comes to these issues, and how can we put the support mechanisms for the CSOs and other people who were going to be engaging in the project. Also, we have to strengthen the capacity of local CSOs to design and implement effective TIP, SCVB, and CFM prevention and case management intervention. So we also engage CSOs because after the situation analysis, we felt there was need for us to train CSOs on how they can manage some of those cases when it comes to their law steps. We also, as part of the project, or as part of the objective of this project, is to strengthen the capacity of traditional and religious leaders, media, and judicial officers to contribute to addressing these issues. And as God will have it today, we're having the media people in the house to engage. I will give you a recap of those we have actually engaged in year one. Also, to raise public awareness on TIP, SCVB, and CFM through social dialogue platforms, which was also conducted last year. We had around 82 sessions last year, 40 from Kano, Jigawa, and Zamfara, and then another 40 from the 3 states, talking about what are those issues, how can we galvanize action, how can we talk together regarding ending some of those issues. And then lastly, we also provide ongoing support to participants through regular mentoring sessions, through virtual community, and also experience sharing with CSOs and other critical stakeholders. So basically, these are the 5 objectives of this very project. So last year, these are things that we did. We trained 30 CSOs from Jigawa, Zamfara, and Kano states. We also trained, or we engaged 75 community leaders, and what we did was to split the session into 2. The first one we have 40, right? Yeah, and then the other ones, the other session we had we have 25. Sorry, we have I think 35, either 40, 35 or 40. We split the session into 2. We also engaged the judges, or let me say division officers and advisors. Because many a times when it comes to this issue, when cases have been reported, it goes to the police, the next thing it goes also to the court. So we wanted to see how we can also engage the judges or attorneys on how they can help, in advocating, or let me say pushing for stringent penalties on those who are perpetrators, so that the community can be better off. And also, we did a dialogue session. And just like I told you, we had 2 dialogue sessions last year. And then we also conducted mentoring sessions. So we went to 3 states of Kano, Jigawa, and Zamfara to talk to the CSOs and also different stakeholders on experience sharing, how they manage their cases, what are those referral mechanisms that are in place, are they really working, what are the issues, is the government supporting? These are our issues, so that we understand how we can continually, give the much support needed when it comes to this issue. So these were things we did, and in each of the sessions we had, there were issues around conceptual clarifications. We also talk about case management for survivors, referral pathways and linkages. I know we will all be talking about that also for the media. But one very important thing that brought us together here was during the dialogue session. Those that we have, and I think Adewale and Co will agree, that they make strong case that we engage the media personnel also on the training. Why? For the fact that some of the media houses report wrongly some of these issues around sexual gender-based violence and trafficking. So they also felt there is need for us to engage them. So we applied, or let me say during our own concept note for the year 2, we applied, we made reasons, or we gave reasons, and it was approved, and that's why we're having this training here in Kano. So the dialogue session we had last year was instrumental to bringing us together this year for this session. And aside this very activity, we've already contacted stakeholders in sexual meetings in the 3 states. We went to Zamfara, we went to Jigawa, and also we were here in Kano to talk to around 30 different stakeholders on what we can do to better what we have done last year. So we shared the achievements, we shared the outcomes, we also shared some of the challenges we had in the year one. So all these things, as part of the community we're trying to build, we will share all some of these resources with you so that you can catch up and get to know what we have done for reason of time. So these are some of the pictures we had during our training session with CSOs and others. Just a few. There are, let me say, hundreds of pictures, but we can share that. So I think this will just be where I will stop, and then I will hand over the mic to what do you call it, the facilitators. At this point, I think for me, just to ensure that there is coordination. So if there is anything, I will just take the back seat, and then we will come in when the need arises. So at this point, I think I will hand over the mic to the facilitators. They've already done the introduction, so I don't need to do that. But I think Asia sent in a message, which probably I might be sharing. I know Chigoze and Ali already have said that. Chigoze Victor is a senior reporter and head of desk, gender desk, or head of gender desk at Human. They won't say Human, but I think that's Human and Human. And she's from Abuja. Then joining her is a colleague who is Ali Bayu, assistant editor at Human and Home Media. He has worked with CTAD as an M&D officer, and also at CDD West Africa as a research program officer. He has also worked around misinformation, solution journalism, extremism, and radicalization. So maybe before you start, you can also tell us a little of your own experiences so that will link with other participants. So at this point, I would like to take my seat and then wish you all the very best in the training. Please, let's avoid any distractions that that in the end distract us from learning a lot from the facilitators. So thank you so much. I wish you good luck.
Thank you so much. Everybody once again. My name is Aliyu. As he has just told you, I work with him and I've been working with him and for the past 3 years from inception and here in space. And this is actually going to be an interactive session. I would like to ask you what you know already so that when we come to presentation, we will be repeating the same thing that you already know. We would like to know the knowledge gap, what we should emphasize, and what we should just leave it to go just because we have done it. We are journalists, and I believe journalists, the gentlemen of the media, or the, sorry, what do they call it? Ladies and gentlemen of the media, ladies and gentlemen of the media.
Changing the status quo.
Gentlemen of the press. Gentlemen of the press.
Okay. So, I know you have been reporting this thing. For many years that you've spent in the media, you have come across many things like that. All the things that have been localized, especially with regard to the SDPP. I remember before I became a full-time journalist, I used to be a columnist with leadership and then Nigeria. And there was a time we had a serious debate whether there could be a marital SDPP. Like you are married to someone and she or he can force you to a marital estate. Whether that could be considered as an SDPP. So there were lots of discussions and lots of I even rented the column to so many people who came and flowing their ideas, and it was kind of a shocking question to many people from the northwest, from northern Nigeria. Like they couldn't even imagine a marital contract, and then you bring in STPP into that issue. And there was a time when we discussed about whether, normally it's it's in one way around, like male colleagues or male partners or male whoever it is are the ones who are mostly the perpetrators of gender violence. But we talk about, you know, the other way around, like female colleagues, partners, you know, associates, friends, who are also perpetrating the same evil. Many men, you know, are ashamed to tell their story. And maybe I will tell you mine after we end the session today. And there are issues of, you know, CTIP or TIP in general, you know, trafficking in person, which is so rampant in northern Nigeria. It has been normalized to the extent that we don't even think it's a trafficking in person. People going to Saudi Arabia, you know, that is a trafficking. People who are being told that they are going to Saudi Arabia to work, and then you will see their videos on TikTok crying, saying they are being exploited. That one is also trafficking in person, just because people are poor. So I want to know, just finish. We want to know what you are going to learn, whether you are learning really well at the end of the program. So I will be talking until you finish, you know, answering this question, and then I will give you the mic to maybe interact with you. Just go on. Have you finished? Go on thinking. We want to know, this is only an exam. It's just a test to know you, to know whether what we will do will actually change your knowledge. Whether what you will do is actually what you're doing. We want to know that. Just take it. If you don't know, don't ask a person near you. Just take what you think you know. That's
Basically what I really said, it's not an exam, it's not going to be determined. There are no points for it. So it's very important that you are.
Then you write your name.
Yes, don't just write what you know. We're basically just doing it now so that later at the end of the training you know, be able to evaluate and assess how much you'll be able to get through this training. So there are no points for it. There is no best person or whatever. So just answer it as honestly as you can. Just keep it. That's the point. Thank you very much.
I have one interesting observation. This is a federation of Muslim women in Nigeria, right? FORMWAN. And one interesting observation, I thought I would come and see women, like 90% of the people involved to be women. That's why I went to the other mall there. And when I saw women, I was like, you know, I just went and see without even asking questions. Because I thought it would be women. And unfortunately, this is a kind of an unfortunate situation. I could count only like 6 women, 6 or something, right? Or even 8. So it's kind of a very small percentage. And that is reflecting the issue of gender disparity in the media in northern Nigeria. There are lots of stories that women need to face, but because there are no many women journalists in northern Nigeria, and that's why you don't have women telling their own story. And you know women, when they tell stories, they go with a zigzag. You know, those minute details. That's why I find it difficult to tell stories. Because, you know, those minute, for me, because I was trained as an engineer when I was in university, and for me, I always go calculate things and give out the results. But for women, when they're telling story, you will see the minute details. Some of the things that you will consider, you know, those things that you just leave out, they will tell you. And that's why we need women internationally. We need women to tell their stories. We need women everywhere. I think 70% of the staff at Himalaya are women. They are only 30% or less than that. It's less than even 30%. Because women tell data stories. So are we finished? if you want to say something with regards to your knowledge, whether you have an experience of reporting TV or CTID, we left out some few things here. We're supposed to write CPTV, style, CEFM. I don't want to make it because they are So we want to know, there are lots of cases in northern Nigeria. I saw one video on Facebook last week. It was from Zamfara State. Fortunately, we have Zamfara guys here. It was from Zamfara State. One elderly headmaster. Something that he should be ashamed of. As somebody who has a certain level of exposure, a certain level of education, being a headmaster, training youngsters. But here is a guy who was willing, or who was even trying to force his student to marry him. It's very understandable fact. That man is, I think he should be her grandfather's age. And this man shamelessly even speaking to the media. So there are a lot of cases like that. For her, I think she said she was 17 in the video, whether 16 or 17. It depends on how we, define what marriage. But I saw many cases of children as young as 10 years in northern Nigeria forced to marry people who don't even know what should be done with the marriage. There was a story I came across last time. I tried to tell the story, I even contacted our CPIC, but then the family of the girl reached out to me and said she no longer like the story to be told because they don't want the family of their guy to feel like, even though we say it's okay to let the Bible be gone, but we don't want to bring back the issue. But what happened was so pathetic. Yes, somebody who should be telling people that this is not something that should be done. But they always hide behind the victim. This man, my father is a village, so I know a bit about him. And I went to Arabic school when I was in secondary school and everything. So this man married a girl of I think she was 10 or 12 to his son. The son was a kind of a wayward. They couldn't control him. He was into drugs. And they went, what they say in the note. Idan ɗanka yana abin da kai mishi aure. So, aka zo aka yi mishi aure with this girl. Bayan an mishi aure, yaron nan ya zo, yarinyar didn't even know. Like she has never had any period, like menstrual cycle, but the suddenly back. The first day her mother was telling me, the first day she had her period, she came back home telling her, because they were like kind of a neighbors, so she came to home and telling her mother that she's so blown. What does that mean? But the some many I came at the hour. I'm sorry, it's only people that don't speak out like that. I'm sorry, I'm telling them you are not a participant, you're a participator. So I came at the hour here. Daga baya aka zo yarinya ta bayan ta yi dai miscarriage. So the first year ta miscarriage, second year ta gara miscarriage, third year ta zo ta yi ciki ya girma. When she was 14 kenan, ciki ya girma. And this man was so conservative that he told this babana shi baban yarinya shi ne kamar head a gidan su suke shi yaron irin ana control maka mata kuma ana ma control ɗin ka sani da kai dan iska ne. So ya zo ya ce shi bai yadda wani namiji ya taɓa shi mata a asibiti saboda ko ba da lafiya ya yadda da asibiti ba ya yadda da drug amma ko wata lafiya allura zai je ya siyo shi zai mata wannan fa labarin sau da fiction the reality a nan garin ya faru.
You mean in Kano?
Yes, in Kano. It happened in Kano. In this metropolitan, it happened in this. And this guy, I didn't know. He's just a cleric. Just a cleric. And kuma yana ma da makaranta, like a proprietor a wata makaranta. You know, the father of the husband, shi fa husband din yaro ne shi ma. Ko secondary an ce da kyar ya gama. Irin da bai gama ne daga ya gama secondary ne ya amma tun yana secondary yana shaye-shaye da waye. So aka zo a lokacin nan a yarinya ta ciki ya ce ba za a kai ta asibiti ba kafar ke dinga kumbura ta ciki yarinya daga baya maman yarinya tana shiga gidan and then sai aka ce mishi a yadda ta kurewa yarinya kuɗi yana kurewa sai ya hana ta shiga gida. In fact ya matan nan sai ta shiga makarantar matan aure saboda ta dinga ganin yarta a makarantar matan aure ita ma tana zuwa yarinya. So daga baya cikin da ya zo ya girma aka ki zuwa asibiti a shi yan biyu ne ɗaya ya ma mutane nobody knew that. Sai daga baya ta zo tana suma duk abin ba ko shekara ɗaya ba ya ba watanni ne wani irin ma watanni ba ko wata uku ba cikin azumi na je ina so na ba da story cikin azumin nan aka zo cikin yarinya ya zo abin da yarinya ta fara su ba kafar da su kumbura ta zama wani iri aka zo aka je asibiti da aka je asibiti aka yi irin insistin da sai ya bar asibiti baran aka yi zane ya bari a da aka je asibiti aka yi mata CS aka gano ya'ya biyu inda fuskanin ba a zuwa ba dangana shi kan namiji ya taba masa matar ɗa aka zo aka duba ciki aka ga ɗa ɗaya ya mutu aka cire shi ɗaya kuma da ran shi so yaro dai bayan an mata tiyata a wa mata CS nan ba ta yi sati ɗaya ba the girl and the baby that born all died and they were trying to cover it. And then one of their neighbors who knew me contacted me and said that this is what happened. So I went there to tell the story, to hear the story and then tell it. When I went there, and this is something that has been, aching me, something that has been in my mind for quite long. I wrote a lot about child marriage, especially in Hausa newspapers, like leadership. So, ina so na bada labari, and I know the religious freedom, religious justifications that ake bayarwa, and counter arguments da suke wannan. Many people don't even know that. Apart from wannan hadith da yake cikin Sahih Bukhari da yake magana akan na auren na Aisha, there are a lot of books that were written on that by the same Muslim scholars on that same issue. I could remember that one book by Wahid ibn Khan is an Indian scholar. I read in Arabic. So I read one book on that. I read one quoted by one Australian Muslim cleric. He had his master's degree on the issue of marriage of Nana Aisha, which many people are using to justify standard. The Libya, a lot of things like that. So, Neti's about the story and these people that are by Hassan Yeda and Kirawin. Like the family of the girl were so open-minded and they were willing to tell the story, especially being victims that they are, as they were. But later, bayan na gama samun story na gama an ba da lambar baban yarinya an ce in kirawo shi ma har ya inda da zai ba da labarin kawai daga baya kira na a waya zan yi tauri cewar da Allah magana nan kawai tun da an riga an ce an haƙura Allah ya bi mata haƙƙinta ya dai ji irin yes they did something wrong kuma bai ma gane cewar shi yana da laifi ba shi baban saboda shi baban ɗalibin malamin so bai ma gano irin wai shi ya yi kawai dai shi ya bar wa Allah ya san an cuce shi waye amma ya bar wa Allah kuma za a kiyaye ƙannanta ba za a yi musu haka ba. That's one of the major things about telling the story. But I've been a lot of things like this home. But this why I can get any magana ce kowa ya fara shigowa za a shigo da yahudanci za a zo da waye za a yi. It's not like that. Time has changed. A girl needs to go to school. There was one person of mine who told me that he had been to places. He lived in Arab countries. He told me that, and he lived in Kano before moving somewhere else. So he told me that he had been to many places around the world, but he had never seen cases of divorce in the same rate as he had witnessed in Kano. And this is not only about Kano. Because though he hasn't Kano, there is something that is in the north, especially the northwest. Yes. Ka aure da yarinyarta, she was in secondary school or junior secondary school. Ka aure da yarinyarta, an zo in just a few years. Kawai mijin ya ta ishe shi, ya sake ta. And you know, the problem that we have here is marriage is more difficult than divorce. It's much, much more difficult than divorce in northern Nigeria. Yes, if you want to get married to someone, you need a people in the city. I don't go and see kaza. But when you want to divorce her, just one day in the morning, you wake up, you check your pocket, you say nothing, so you wake up, the car can say maka, kudin ce fani, and then she jump kare na ba, kawai ki tafi gidanku, zan turo da takarda, and then you check your karen, sai wani tare na ka, kai ba za ka iya zama dan ba, ka sake ka sake. Yes.
Thank you.
Nobody view ko daya ko ba biyo kuwa yin jinsin nan an fi bi ne saboda yana da nan kudin za su dawo sai da ta. That's normally what happens in the other houses. It happens like this. Amma abin da Allah ya faɗa na tun daga nan wallahi ta kafin da shi zuwa nan down up to the Papa su hakaman min ahliha wa hakaman min ahlihi in arada islahan yuwaffiq Allah bainahuma. Down up to the issue din idan ba zai yi ba a yi saki idan tallaqtum an-nisa fa talliquhunna so up to that level sannan an sake da ta zauna a gida tana kwalliya. If you see her idan ta yi idan sai ta yi up to 3 months at least 3 months. Idan kana ganin ta kai yau ne tana dan jogi kyautatawa ana ne magana ba wai dai na magana ake ba it's just sexual relations aka dina. So wata ran za ka ji yes you need her and then just kawai shi kenan in an tashi dawa ba wani process da za a yi just okay kawai shi kenan that's all saboda Allah baya san sex but this is what happens in our society. Za ka yi aure sai ka tura iyali sai ka tura dangin babanka da na mamanka da ne kowa but when you want to divorce her you just woke up in the morning everything will be destroyed kawai one time. This is how. So when you give your Milo, like a daughter, a very young child, da zai ka bada ita aure, kana tunanin kai kawai kana yin abu ne na addini, kana tunanin abin nan. But are our people companions of the Prophet? Are our people emulating the teachings of the Prophet? Da za ka rika ɗaukar su kana ba su za su iya rike maka ne yadda ya rike na Aisha in ka hadisi mun yi agreeing cewa when we agree that authentic za su iya rike maka ne in an sako ta ya za ka yi ita in this situation when our houses are less spacious ka zo an sako ta da ya'ya uku ta ga gidanka ka koma yadda za a yi wani aure da su our houses are so less spacious like so yes, but the same is and now life is becoming difficult. An ƙara wani ka da yaya da jikoki. Shi kuma an kama shi kasar lauyi ne ma wata ke da yayan sanin da su girma wani lauyi. Saboda tana son jikokinka. So we need to be considering a lot of these things. I don't know whether you have, like what you know, whether you have come across an experience, whether of gender-based violence, LGBT, sexual and gender-based violence, child and early and forced marriages. like the issue of that number girl, who was, her parents were even trying to force her into marrying her. I know, in the old days, like ana karanta da kala da dauke cewa ya halatta baban yarinya ya kosa da yarinya bigiyar izini ya aure ta a mata auren dole. But are we living a different, we are living in a different time. There was one, I read in one book, and one of the major things that had caught my attention was, he was saying that we shouldn't train our children in the same way we were trained, because they were born in a different time than we were born. Like, we are different. Remember when we were born, even as young as I am, I was born in a narrow time. Yeah?
How old are you?
I'm just 31. And I'm married, by the way, so.
How many wives?
Young, I'm married.
How many? How many wives?
No, why should I have how many wives?
The question of how many wives doesn't arise at all.
They didn't include my selection now. I don't even have a child. So, yes, apparently, my mother was telling me that actually my mother is from kind of a Boko family, Mboko. That's my mother's side. And my father is a cleric. So, you know, that kind of look that I keep about my Mboko at that. You know, and I don't want to add nine who. When you're in Nagani, when Kandan, when number of son I did, but why? So her father, that's my grandfather, and then everyone now feeling, yeah, animation and then the age is now do a macaranta. I look for grammar is difficult. That's how grammar in my mama, and the man is telling. So, when my father came, he was doing casting, and then my mother told him when she was 14, and then so I could see I told her out of this is 3 cases I don't know. But then everything, but the years down. 3 cases I don't bring. Time was different. Time was so different. And if it is in this time, that is primary, secondary, it will be considered as early marriage at that time. But even in Europe, just 100 years ago, I already married. So we have no problems. My case is, the time is different. Nobody says, yes, that even in the house, nobody will tell you, how did we all go to school? But that I took a number when saying, even though I know that I think the Ghana go a makaranta, you are not your another makaranta. But I'm not saying to you what I'm right? We all know that. And I look at them, but how did I remember the Niba when I makaranta? And then go on and finish Malay. I remember there was a time that I was going to the man, and I didn't see my da ana daina fa na fara gane da yake faɗa ana barin su malamai amma yana kai yaran su malamai. But this man bayan na yi karatu na dawo was the same person who one day approached me and begged me to help take one of his children to school. The same man they talk about magana. So how do we end up like this in this short span of period? It's because mutane suna ganin mistakes ɗinsu making ya kai yara makaranta, and then you'll see when you kai yaran shi makaranta rayuwar siya sun fi nutsuwa, in sun yi karatun yadda ya kamata, sun fahimta, sun fi hankali, sun fi kuma samun kuɗi, which is actually the base of all a gurin mutane. So when they see a sake suka zo kawai mutane suna kai yaran su, so we'll be taking them to school and everything. For the time, so we still have time. So these are the issues. These are the things. How we can change this thing is malamai da yawa mai sani wanda su ne idan aka bai shi da child marriage za ka ga suna ta defending irin waɗannan abubuwan. But they say give their daughters child, as children to someone to marry. They don't. A lot of them, they don't. Amma dai a masallaci sa ya halatta doesn't mean ya kamata. We all know cewar saki halaka ne, aure halaka ne, but you wouldn't know that ba kowane halaka ne ya kamata ba sai babanka ya rasu ko babanka ta rasu kawai sai wani abokinka ya zo ya ringa san mamanku ya ce zai aure ta. Then you will know, you will feel it. In baka zo ka ma sa masa duka ba. So it wouldn't be not about the way halal and haram. It's about lot of issues. Lot of issues that are so many things. About when the halal thing, the my doesn't do it. I never done it. Like biasing and Albasa is halal. Yes. So it's only there is lot of gray areas between the black and white. It's not like if not black then white. Idan ka ce ba za ka yi halal din nan wajen ka zama kaza. It's not like that. We should be looking at the, this kind of minor issues. What are they going to lead us into? Where are our lives going into? Do we want our lives to continue being jeopardized by the actions that we have done and then we come and blame Qatar? No. The abin da kai ma asabakum min musibatin fa bima kasabat bihi aydiyakum, haka ne ko? Duk abin da kai na wani a masiba da ya tasan maka, this is my philosophy. Whatever, I always take responsibility. Yes. Whatever happens to you, it was caused by your own hands. Hands here, it doesn't mean literal hands, no. It means whatever you have done. It can be your decision, it can be something that you don't know. Yes, whatever you have done. You contaminate your city and you get malaria. Yes. You get on into every premarital affairs everywhere, the time. You end up having HIV or other, sexually transmitted diseases. You saw a beautiful girl in your office, and then you feel like you want to, do this and that with her. Kawai kai aka kore ka ba kaddara bane ba. That's why there are hukunci ai. Kai sata aka yanke wa aka maka duka wa aka yanke maka, it's your own action. Take responsibility and stop doing it. So ka kai yarinya ka yar karama an mata aure ta kama yoyon fitsari, it is your own problem that caused that. Ba wani kaddara. Do you know what kaddara means? Like many people don't know what kaddara means. Kaddara doesn't mean the unavoidable things. No. It means God knows. It means foreknowledge. Foreknowledge of God. God knows that you will do it. It's like you watching a film. It's like you watching a movie. And then you know what in this minute, in this time stamp ko kasancewar alilu zai yi rawa da Rahama Sadau. Amma did you force Rahama Sadau to dance with alilu? You didn't. So that's kaddara in the eyes of God. Allah shi wahade namu najdaini ya ba ku dama hanyoyi so hanya biyu, wai da in ka ga dama kai nan ba masha in ka ga dama kai nan ba masha in ka ga dama kai nan gurin Allah ya baka chance, kana da chance na choice. Abin da baka choice kuma babu laifi a cikin, kamar yunwa haka wani ya ce ka yunwa Allah ya ma hukunci akan kaza. It's your biological build-up. But once you do things, you perform an action, you have to be accountable. You need to do it. So you don't go and be forcing children into early marriage and then when it's kapara pesari, yoyam pesari, and then you will come and be saying, no, Allah ne ya kaddara, waye kaddara ce, sai ka ji lahira na gane ba kaddara ba. Yes. A lot of things are happening and we need to educate people. We are journalists, all of us are journalists here, and one of the major goals of journalism is to inform people, enlighten them, clarify to them. It's like mass education. Educate the whole people, let them understand these are the real issues. It's not about collecting brand envelopes. It's not about, doing PR, unnecessary PR. It's not about being neutral all the time. No, I'm not neutral. I always have my side. For the people who don't know me, I always take a side. I have to take side with the truth. Yours as a journalist is to promote the ethos of truth. And go on to Tiarinya. Tell the story so that government should take action. Force the government to take action. Tell the people the city normalizing in this kind of thing. Ana daukan yara ana kai Saudi Arabia, ana kai su Kuwait and Qatar. And these people they consider us a big. If you are available, namiji, or gaba ɗaya ne inda yawa ne suke a big da sauransu ba haka suke faɗa. Wanda suke black man working for them. In all the indices of human rights, Northern Nigeria, Arab countries that we frequent going there have the lowest number when it comes to the rating of human rights. That's what they are. They don't care about us. They consider they are just higher than they are kamar wasu mutanen da ba su gama gane cewar annabi ya fito ba. Kawai su up to date suna ganin a black person unless you speak English to them because they consider Europeans kamar wasu they are aliens or whatever. So when you speak English to them, then they will give you your right. But when you speak even if it's Arabic, you speak to them, they don't even take you serious. Even if you are speaking Fusha Arabic, that's the grammatical Arabic that you need to go to school for them to learn, they still don't consider you as intellectual enough to be, considered a typical human being. No, they're not like that. But we are still taking our children or taking our relatives going there. Suna wani rayuwa wasu suna fara wani wanda za ga anan gurin yana mayar ɗan almajirai ma amma zai ji sun yarin da fara wani got hajj ko umrani su ke da ko su ke so pathetic mutane da zai yi gudu da yaran su zai yi gudu gudu yake faruwa da wasu tayin wani woman don tana faɗa ma wani cewar ka samu aiki su jari biya a jiki wasu ko yin shigo za ta yi kai visa ne ma yanzu an kira ta za ta yi visa I stopped her. I told her she was integrated in there are a lot of problems that are happening. Well, like it ko shekara ba ce ba da sai ga tana neman dan Allah ya taimaka mata a tura mata sai ta dawo da ba za ta iya ba. This one is kind of in a middle class range at a living standard that she is not. Kind of in a middle class range. But she was willing to say that ana nuna wata tana ganin Ka'aba hotunan Ka'aba masu kyau, tana ganin shahari masu. She was willing to go. And because of the inferiority complex that we have, when we see a white person, whether an Arab or a brown person as an Arab majority, even Indians, we still treat them because of the colorism. We still give them utmost respect. We're not going to go with the better. We're not going to go with the better than us. People like idea go to Rwanda. Rwanda is much better than India. But when you tell your neighbor that we are going to Rwanda to do business or to do to have education there, you're using it as South Africa. One time I was going to Uganda. I was supposed to go to So when I was going, he was saying I was sitting in Ghana. So my neighbor was telling me that most Amada are There are so many people that have Africa that those God. I'm just saying, when those places appear, they have a good media. More than this, I will hold you a training on solutions analysis maybe next tomorrow. Solutions analysis. You'll see how you can promote solutions, how you can promote a positive narrative of the people. It's not always about, like every time during the election period, I had some of my colleagues coming from the US. There was one company that I did consulting for them, and they were coming to the Kano State. They want to come by election because of the infamous inconclusive in the 2019. So they want to see it with their own eyes. So when they came in here, before they came in, the way one of them was asking me questions, I realized that reading it from the media portrayal of what's happening. Yes. I'm not going to let you go. What there is a nightclub in Kano. Never say no. When you go to Savannah, there are so many joints that the number is taken. And now what we promote is a person carry for Parliament, which is your PR. It's not what is happening. Couldn't they get anyone here to know that Savannah? I'm not going to say that they say Sahara reporters. And Sahara reporters will tell the story in a way that will show you we are in another Afghanistan. That's it. That's a past portrayal. At least what we should do as media, at least what we should promote is that Hisba is countering alcoholism in a so we need to know how to tell our story. So even with the issue of NTDB, we know it's rampant here. We know it's prevalent. And there is this story of this girl of Zamfara. We can tell it in a solution base. Even Taina Sarah. Akwai yadda za mu sensitive reporting, a very sensitive reporting way of telling the world that this is a girl who resisted forced marriage to her headmaster. And then she ended up winning. This is the way she followed. It should be very sensitive in a way that we shouldn't show that she disrespected her parents because of the cultural norms that we have here. When you disrespect your parents, so we should be a very sensitive way of reporting it and telling the story in a way that will discourage future occurrences. Not only I promoting, I take away the attack in the there is ways that we can do that, but I don't know whether you have something to say. This should be expected by the way. Do you have any your name and then
while I was reading at times journalists face a lot of problems like lack of cooperation from the victims or their guardians. So if you want to balance your story, how do you come about that? Because there was a case issue I could remember in Jigawa. The girl was raped. She became pregnant by an old man, and we were following the case. When we were about reporting, they were like, they don't want us to report the case because of stigmatization, that the girl is going to be stigmatized. So when we insisted that it's very basic that we write that story, we were almost attacked, kind of. So, and the father was of the opinion, so we involved FIDA. They were supposed to prosecute the case. There was still that fear of stigmatization, right? At the long run, when we involved the police, the father was of the opinion that the old man had decided to marry the girl. So he rather allowed the man marry the girl than for her child to be tagged as illegal. So that was how the story went. We even went to court, but how do you prove that case when the victim himself is not ready to cooperate with you?
I think this is one of the major difficulties that organizations are facing. Not only journalists. For journalists, it's easy to tell the story, but for the organizations, especially rights organizations who are fighting for the rights of the victims, and the prosecution of the perpetrator, it's kind of very difficult if the victim is not willing to cooperate. So many cases have been dropped. But what can we do here as journalists is raise awareness. Let people know that you are a victim. You are not a perpetrator. Your child is bereft. She's just a victim. She's not a perpetrator. And we are not in India. The Zakiti way by rape, then you need, she has to be married to her rapist. Then you are encouraging rapist. If somebody can loves a girl, say take it, because say you rape her because you know her parent will marry her to you. Is it not? People will be thinking that if I want a beautiful damsel there, and then I feel like I'm in love with her, and I tell her I love her, and she says no, then I would just go back through the back door in the night and tell it to the and everything will happen. Go back to one down by the shadow and get to one bully, and then they have a NCRT Chikena. That is a very abundant. But for telling the story, one of the major problems that the journalists are making, or one of the major mistakes that journalists are making, is trying to make everything as open hacker so that everybody would understand. No, there are ways that you can tell the story. You can change names. You can remove identities. Anything that could lead to identifying such person and stigmatizing her, remove it from your story. And indicate at the end of your story through the asterisk, for example, if you are writing it. At the end of the story, if her name is Zubaida, choose Hawa, for example. Idan in aka zaure akai, choose a village in Jigawa, in a village in Jigawa. And then ka batar da mutane, amma me ya burin ka kai? Na ɗaya kai raising awareness, na biyu authorities to take action. So through that story, then they will call you. Yes?
Mention another maybe local government.
No, I don't think you need to mention another local government because if you mention, sorry, there is another woman.
So it's going to rally to
because if you mention another local government, sorry, 1 hour please. 1 hour. If you mention another local government, then that city, local government will be interested in the story. And then you say it to in other words, local government that are participating action, you will be the interest at the when you say go a particular town or a town in Jigawa or a village in Jigawa, the government, the state government will call, or the police will call. See that you are a journalist, you have contact. They will call. And when they call you, then you take them to where it is. It's a criminal offense, not something that Karen last year said. It's a criminal offense. Yes, let me start with the madam here. That's what I No, that was what you didn't understand. That was what I
that is why I say it's contrary to the ethics of the community. It's contrary.
You should say,
you have to say the truth.
No, you shouldn't mention the name of the village.
You have to say the truth.
Let me see.
If you are narrating,
wait,
you better narrate as it is.
I was clarifying to the other person who suggested that we should choose another local government. And I was clarifying to him, no, we shouldn't do that. What we should do is we should say a village, a town, not to mention the name of the town. Just we can say in a local government of Jigawa State. You didn't make any local government, just a town.
It's good to mention the place where it happened.
No, the problem is, wait.
So, one of the reasons why you have to get some information for the safety of the person, not just about stigmatization, sometimes for the safety. And that's something that we're going to learn when we're talking about best practices. It's really important that you protect the spirit of whoever is talking to themselves. Not only are they exposing themselves to stigmatization, they are trusting you enough for you to make a decision for their best interest. So when you change their name, and when you say a town is so and so place, whatever authorities, if they are serious enough, be it state government, federal government, local government, area council, if they are serious enough and they want to tackle whatever it is they are talking about, they are going to reach out. And this was just telling you right now, there was a story that he did, and the relevant people reached out to him and reached out to the organization. So, and sometimes you might be wondering, okay, I'm doing this to tackle so and so social menace and all of that. But at the same time, they're using somebody's story to do that. So if you are concerned about making sure that the relevant authorities get it, at the same time, you also have to remember that there's someone out there that trusted you enough to tell you their story, because sexual and gender-based violence stories, they are really very sensitive, which is why, okay, I don't think it's the time to get sensitive reporting and social stories. So I think it's not negotiable that you have to.
Yeah, you
but
should.
at the end, you just say, oh, that. And even before you even start asking, are you okay with me recording? You have to get their consent, even to record their voice. You understand? You need to take their pictures. At some point, you have to maybe